In Dark Souls 3, the Nameless King is the firstborn child of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight, and he's one of the deities who resided in Anor Londo during the Age of Fire. He's worshipped by humans as a god of war. Now, during the war against dragons, the elder son took part in fighting together with Dragon Slayer Ornstein and his father Gwyn. Using sunlight, he would create lightning spears and infuse his weapons to damage the creature's scales. The god would go on to distinguish himself as a dragon slayer, using a sword spirit imbued with lightning and even creating his own personal armor with the scales of his prey. After Gwyn left to link the first flame, the throne of Anor Londo would pass to the eldest son of the king, and thus the Nameless King inherited the sunlight of his father. He would thus wear the golden crown and succeed his father's title of King of Gods and God of the Sun. The Nameless King was said to be inferior to none in terms of military strength. Gwyn's firstborn preserved his father's design and instructions, shepherding humans on the path to the linking of the first flame to continue the Age of Fire. In fact, underneath the city of Anor Londo, a city was built exclusively for the undead, with an altar to the firstborn of Gwyn, and the aim to guide the chosen undead who would one day sacrifice themselves to the flame. However, the rest of his reign would be marked by catastrophes. The four kings of New Londo would be corrupted by the dark power of Darkstalker Cave, which led to them sowing devastation in the nearby city of the gods. After Astoria's failure to defeat the Dark Wraiths, the gods were forced to flood the city, sacrificing all the humans within in an attempt to seal it. A similar event would happen in Ulassal when, again due to Cave, the awakening of the primordial human menace would lead to the collapse of the country when Astorias failed to defeat him. In addition to the grave situation at the borders of Anor Londo, the city of God itself became a dangerous place when cultists began targeting the clan of Gwyn and their kind. The occult weapons they carried were capable of killing gods and reached deep inside the walls of Anor Londo. Furthermore, Sif the Skellis had completely lost his mind, transforming the archives into a prison and going so far as to kidnap the maidens of Guinevere to carry out his experiments. For his part, the eldest son decided to sacrifice everything to ally himself with dragons. Now, in the eyes of deities of Anor Londo, who were arch enemies of dragons, his actions amounted to an unforgivable sin. He was thus dethroned and exiled from the city. The former king would be deprived of his deific status, and his statues would be destroyed and his name erased from all the history books of Anor Londo. Now excommunicated from the pantheon of gods and without a home, the god of war continued to watch closely over the warriors of sunlight, listening to their prayers and rewarding proof of their exploits with his miracle sunlight spear and the great spear of lightning. Over the centuries, the Nameless King would continue to lead the warrior's life, taking part in countless battles and fighting alongside his Storm Drake, with whom he forged a relationship of profound camaraderie with.